us tonight.
Indeed.
Happy to have you.
Make yourself at home.
Yes.
So tonight's topic, we'll be talking about how to break free from heartbreak. How to break free from heartbreak and how to move on. So we're going to give you some tips and tricks on how to help you get through that. Because we know it ain't easy.
Right. Absolutely not.
But it can be done.
Absolutely.
But before we go there, we're going to check in with our girl. How you doing today?
I'm good. How about y'all?
We're good.
Good.
Okay, you have to bring your mic a little closer so the people can hear you. Okay. So, why do you think it's so hard for women and men, because it's not only just the women,
Right.
to get over heartbreak?
I think you need to forgive yourself first. Forgive yourself. And just try to adjust to the situation and try to move forward the best you can. And not really stay in that situation for a long time. Just move forward and replacing something that hurts you with something, a hobby, vacations, going out with your friends, something that, make you happy. Anything that will make you happy.
Right.
So I think you should replace whatever it was that was breaking your heart.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean always a relationship. It could be, somebody at work that hurt you real bad, or it could be a relationship, or
Friendship.
whatever your friendship, whatever. It could be family members,
Right.
Whatever it is, try to move forward
Yes.
and don't hold it.
I agree as well. Also, I think you have to take time to grieve.
Yeah.
You have to grieve that hurt, get that pain. Let it have its time.
Right.
You don't have to just wallow in it, right? Go into a deep depression. And sometimes it might be that you do that, but give yourself time. One day.
So, by you saying give yourself time, so what do you think will be enough time?
Well,
And I know that could be different from anybody.
right. That's what I was going to say.
That was good. You say one day. Should you give them a long time? Should you give yourself a long time?
Well, I can't speak for other people, but it's different for every person.
Yeah.
Because it depends on how long you was in that situation, how deeply it affects you, the breakup affects you. I can only speak for my situation. I don't give it a whole lot of time because life is too short for that. I'm a big believer, don't waste my time, I won't waste yours. So I'm quick to, okay, that's done, that's over with, next chapter. It's the journey. It's not so much the destination of getting there. It's the journey, going through there, going through it, and get through it and move on. Because you recognize when something's not good for you. You recognize there are so many red flags that's telling you this person ain't for you, or that person ain't for you. And you just have to make a decision from that. You got to respect yourself. You got to respect your boundaries and just move on. When you see that this ain't working for you, let it go and keep it moving. Because when you wallow in that, or when you allow it, you teach every person that you get involved with how to treat you. And if they're not treating you right, why are you going to sit there and keep taking it and taking it? You think it's going to get better, but most times it doesn't. Because you set the standard from the get-go. Right. It's okay to treat me this way. So teaching from the beginning, this is not so much big expectations, and it's okay to have expectations, but don't be surprised when it don't go that way. But at the same time, you got to decide how much you're gonna allow, or how much you're gonna let go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for each person, it's gonna be different. It's like if you just feel like it's worth fighting for, or worth waiting around on, you ain't got to spend 10, 15, 20 years in that situation, and you know it's not getting better, but you still continue to stay awake and allow you to be unhappy. He happy because he getting everything he wanted. But if you're not getting nothing out of it, why are you going to sit there and take that? So it's different for every person.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is different. It just depends, like, on the situation. Like she said, like how much time did you have invested, in that person? Because that could weigh in on it as well. If you spent 15 years of your life, with this one particular person, and then all of a sudden, let's say y'all live together, and every day y'all waking up, y'all got the same routine, you guys are used to each other, you guys feed off of each other, and then you wake up one day and boom, you guys are over and you don't have that anymore. So now it done through your whole life, your whole routine, everything about, the last 15 years of your life, has been thrown off now. Now you have to go a different route, which is okay. You can do it by yourself or with somebody else, whatever the case may be, but it just throws everything off. So then you're like, okay, what am I going to do now? What now? So like it might take a year just for you to get back right, to used to doing everything by yourself, not having to rely or not being able to rely on that other person. So it just depends. It depends on how much time y'all done invested in it. It depends on, how, like she said, how serious was the relationship? How serious was the friendship? Were y'all just, sneaky links or whatever, then, it shouldn't take that long at all then. Y'all really didn't have much going there. So it shouldn't take long, in my opinion. But, somebody, it could be a sneaky link, and one, the man could be head over heels for the woman, and the woman could be, she don't really just care about him like that. He's just a sneaky link, So for him, it might take him forever to get over there, but for her, she probably got over it yesterday, So it just depends. I feel like it's different for different people, different situations as well.
What Beyonce say? I can have another you by
Right. In a minute.
by the day.
By tomorrow. Margaret, did you want to elaborate on that?
I agree with, the best friend said.
That's just knowing the new level and trial and error. You might as well say, and I say trial and error because you've been together that long, and you should have figured something out along the way. Like you said, the red flags or something you should have known. So it was some indicators, but you chose to overlook what you seen because of how you felt instead of going on what you was visually seeing, the actions. Because you can say something all day, but your actions gonna really tell how you feel about that person. So you're gonna know if it's worth fighting for, or is it worth, just giving it up and just moving forward. So.
Yeah, because sometimes it don't even be that deep. It be like, all right, you can have that one, Because sometimes you got to do that. You got to compromise in relationships and stuff. So sometimes, it might not even be, you might think it's a red flag. It might not even be a red flag. It might just be like, okay, I could get that up. I could let him have that. And it's going to be times where he's going to have to let you have that too, But it's a compromise. But if it's worth fighting for, fight for it. If it ain't, then go ahead and let that go, and let's get moving on. Let go of that heartbreak, focus on you, get right, get yourself right, and get ready for the next chapter.
Yes. Indeed. And sometimes you could be looking for an issue or looking for a problem. Yeah. And what you're looking for, you're going to find it.
Right.
So don't look for it.
Right.
Like if that person's making you happy, you're happy, he's happy, or she's happy, or whatever you got going on, then be happy.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with being happy. But if you decide, okay, this is not working for me, I need to go my way and just let this go, then be okay with that as well. I mean, you can't just be mad at yourself for choosing to be happy.
Right.
That's the best thing you can do. Choose happiness
And peace.
and peace.
You got to have
All that drama, y'all can have that. Okay? Because I'm good.
Right.
Been there, done that. And they ain't going through that no more. It just ain't working for me.
Not at all. Unacceptable.
Exactly. Okay, as far as men, you know, there are men as well that have a hard time letting go. So it's not just the women.
Right.
Men go through it too because they feel like they done invested and they done put out all their all into it. So when it comes to she saying that, well, I don't want this no more. I found somebody better. Let her go, man.
Right. Please.
Let her go, and
Please.
you're the one that's for you will find you,
Right.
or you will find them. Like, don't hold on to somebody that don't want to be held on to.
Yeah.
Let them go. Let them go. Don't waste your time. Don't put too much energy into it. And I've heard a situation where people that have been together for 20 and 30 years find out that this is not working for me any longer. It did at first, and I get it. Y'all done built a life together. Y'all got this going on, got business, got kids, all that.
Yeah.
But you're miserable.
Right.
He's miserable. He's cheating, disrespecting you. Then he gonna tell you you didn't hear what you heard, or you didn't see what you saw. And you gonna sit there and take it just because y'all been together for all the years.
Right.
No, sis. Move on. Let him go on, be happy. And you don't have to argue, fuss, and fight about it. Just let it go.
Right.
Go get you some happiness.
Right.
Even if it means you being by yourself. Be happy. Life is way too short to be arguing and fussing and fighting, worrying and stressing over somebody that ain't doing it for you. They living their best life.
Right.
In your face.
Right.
So live yours.
It's not adding up.
Agree.
Mhm. And then if you got kids,
Right.
them kids ain't dumb.
Right.
They know y'all ain't happy. They know y'all fussing and fighting and arguing. They know. They seen the signs too.
Right.
Especially if they up a little age, have that conversation with them. Let them know, well, this is not working out. I feel like y'all can handle. We're gonna go all separate ways. You know, do what you gotta do. You want peace in your life. Let them know.
Have y'all ever did that? Have y'all ever like stayed for the kids? Like, you know, I'm gonna stay here just because I want to raise my kids in a 2-parent household. Like, and wanted to leave. Has that ever happened to either?
I haven't had to me.
Not for the
So,
kids.
someone has who went through that. They stayed with their significant other until the kids got grown.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but she was miserable. So, you know,
She made that sacrifice.
she
I
made
guess.
a sacrifice.
I don't know if I would be able to make that sacrifice myself, just because I feel like I wouldn't be able to be the mother that I would want to be if I'm not happy as well. I want my kids to be happy, but I want to be happy too. So I feel like, you know, if I'm miserable, I'm not giving them the energy, the you know, the qualities that they need, you know, in a mom. If I'm just, you know, if I'm just miserable all the time, you know, if I'm just not happy, like I feel like it would reflect on them.
They
Like
would
I
see
would,
it. They would see it. They would
they
feel
would
it.
feel it.
They would
Yeah,
feel that energy.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they definitely would.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, no shade to her or anything. I'm just saying, you know, me personally, I don't think I would be able to do that.
I think that goes back to what we were saying. I don't know.
Right.
So it's a decision and it's a sacrifice, but you have to
Right.
make the best decision,
Right.
the best sacrifice.
Yeah. For
You know, for
and
yourself
your
as well
family.
and the children in the situation. Period.
Right.
And sometimes it don't take that long.
Right.
You know, I think we put ourselves in those situations sometimes because of how we're feeling instead of really looking at what's in front of us.
Mhm.
Because once you do take that big step and leave, you're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna feel
Right.
good in the beginning, of course. 'Cause anything new is scary.
Exactly.
But once you take that
Exactly.
leap of faith
Mhm.
and you start to move and things start to evolve,
Right.
then you start to see, well, this was the best decision I ever made
Right. Yep.
for you and your kids.
Look, it's so crazy that you say that because I just had an incident that just happened where I had to separate from a job,
Yeah.
and when I tell you I feel better than I ever did. I'm just like I wish I should have been did this a long time ago. Like I was just hanging in there, like, oh well, I don't want them to fail. I just want to teach everybody everything that I know before I leave. Just using that as an excuse to just hang around there, and I'm just like, girl, why you ain't been do this? Like, I just feel so much better. Like, I feel liberated. I feel so free. And I'm just like, man, I should have did this so long ago.
Yes.
Like, I was there for 6 years, but it ain't a long time, but it was longer than I wanted to be there. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it didn't end well, for them, but
They lost.
right, period, 100%. But
She is her mother's daughter.
period, and that y'all ain't stopping nothing. The ball gonna keep on rolling, and I'm gonna keep on climbing. So,
Right.
it just feels so good, though. I'm just saying it to say, you're absolutely right, though. You're gonna feel so much better when you finally take that step and just be like, okay, I feel like this is the right decision for me. I'm just gonna step out here on faith. You step out there on faith, and then boom, like, okay, this is right. Okay, thank you, God. I appreciate it. Like, why you should have been pushing me out there.
And sometimes things happen to make you
Right.
move because you're not
Right.
gonna move because you're scared and you're thinking this and that. But
Mhm.
once you take that ultimate step and you
Yes.
keep moving, don't look back.
Right.
Don't
No,
look back. Keep
absolutely
moving.
not.
Keep moving. Keep
Mhm.
pushing. And once you keep going, you're gonna feel so much
Right.
better. You're gonna feel that liberation.
Absolutely.
But anything you do at first, it's gonna be scary because you ain't done.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Sometimes God will let something happen. That one thing that is going to take to get you on. I said, I'm out.
Right.
Sometimes He'll cause that situation to happen just to give you that push that you need.
Mhm.
Because every time a door closes, guess how many more open up? So
Right.
you got to be the one ready for that.
Mhm.
You got to throw your hands up and be like, okay, I had it. First of all, you got to know your worth. And that's with
Absolutely.
jobs, relationship, whatever. You giving your all to this situation and you ain't getting nothing back in return.
Right.
It's time to go. They stressing you out. I don't care if it's
Right.
your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, job. It's time to go.
Mhm.
Do whatever you got to do for your peace of mind. And
Right.
especially the time that we living in now.
Mhm.
The
Absolutely.
stuff that's being revealed today,
Mhm.
they don't care about us.
Mhm.
And they ain't just talking about no color situation. That too. But a lot of these men don't care about us women and they exposing themselves.
Mhm.
So before you go give your all to these situations or situationships that ain't working for you, go get your peace of mind. And if it means you got to be by yourself, then do that.
Yeah.
But get your peace.
Right.
There's too much going on for you to be stressed out over this or that.
Mhm.
Get your piece.
Get your peace.
Yeah.
You do whatever it takes for you. That's my advice on that.
Second that.
But anyway, what was we talking about? I don't went off on a tangent. But yeah, one of the things that to help you get through and over a situation that you're not comfortable being in, you gotta validate how you feel. Forgive yourself for whatever. Just be okay with forgiving yourself. And if the other person did something to you, forgive them too. Don't hold on to that, because that's just gonna bring your energy down.
Mhm.
Release all that. Just
Right.
let it go. You get over it quicker if if you do that. But if you holding on to it, and that thing is in your mind, it's gonna be hard for you to move. And you want to move forward. You want to go up. You don't want to stay down. But also take the time to feel whatever it is you need to feel. One day, cry, and put your big girl drawers on and get up out of that. Go do something. Do something for yourself. Talk to whoever you need to talk to.
Right.
Get therapy.
Pray,
work out, whatever you need to do. Whatever makes you feel good. Shopping. A lot of women like to go shopping when they feel down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Go eat you some ice cream or
Hair done,
whatever.
Right.
Yep. Shake it off. Because you can't stay there.
Right.
Not if you want to move. Know your worth. And know you deserve more.
Right.
You know, you deserve to be treated right.
And I think going through whatever the situation is, you're gonna learn, you're gonna grow from it, you're gonna build from it. It's gonna make you better. It's not gonna make you less of a person. It's just gonna build you up. You're gonna be strong. You're gonna have more endurance to move forward. And you never know, your situation can help somebody else.
Yes.
Absolutely. Totally.
It's not always about us. It's about the next person that
Right.
you come in contact with. You know,
Yep.
to help them.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And I definitely think you should forgive. You know, no grudges. Forgive and just, like you said, keep moving.
Right.
No hard feelings. Just
Yeah.
keep moving.
You don't always have to get your lick back. You don't always have to get revenge. It ain't. I mean, we try to live our lives and treat people the way that we want people to treat us. So,
Right.
you know, if somebody did something to you and you didn't like the way they treated you, that don't mean you gotta do it back. That don't mean you gotta treat them the same way back. You know, you can turn the cheek and just, you know, just keep living your daily, you know, doing your due diligence, you know, still treat people with respect just because that one specific person, you know, did what they did or said what they said, treated you how they treated you. That don't mean that everybody of that race or every woman or every man, whatever, you know, don't stereotype, you know, that one specific gender or whatever just because this one person, you know, just make sure, you know, we using our own judgment, you know, don't let the opinions of other people, you know, like, that's one thing that I really can't stand. Just, you know, like, let's say I don't know you, but, you know, Veronica tells me that, you know, Jennifer, I hate working with Jennifer. She never clears the line and she never restocks her stuff at the end of the night. You know, and me, I'm coming in as a new worker and I'm just believing, you know, whatever Veronica telling me about you. And instead of, you know, working with you for myself and saying at the end of the night, okay, let me see what she gonna do. Instead, I'm just like, oh, I don't like her neither. They said she don't stock her stuff. They said she don't clean up at the end of the night. Oh, I don't like Jennifer neither. I don't know her, but I don't like her neither. That's what they said. What Veronica told me about her. But instead, just sit back and watch Jennifer at the end of the night and see what she do. And then you're going to see if Veronica was telling the truth. Then, okay, then you do, you know, you can't place judgment on Jennifer then, okay? If that's what you want to do.
Jennifer don't care.
Right. She probably not going to care, but, but, you know, but see for yourself. You know, don't just go off of what people say about other people. You know, just get that feel for yourself. Be able to form your own opinion about it.
That's good. And I agree with you on that because I definitely don't believe in taking somebody else's word for it. I want to know you for myself. You know, I want to see how you act. You know? I'm not going to go off of what somebody else say. Because that's easy for me to say, oh, I don't like her either.
Right.
Or I don't like him either. But let me see how this person really act. Because, you know, they might even be like that at all.
Right.
They could be the most sweet, genuine person you ever met.
And
But
they
you
probably
know,
like that with you for a reason. Because you probably a certain type of way.
I'm trying to say something.
I'll tell you a way to get your lick back if you want to get your lick back. You thrive. You keep going, moving ahead. Focus on personal growth. Go back to
everything
school.
they ain't think you was gonna.
Exactly. You thrive, honey. That's how you get your lick back.
Right.
So trust me, they watching.
Absolutely.
They want to see you fall on your face. But guess what?
Definitely
We ain't finna be doing that. We're gonna keep it moving.
Right.
And you're gonna be happy. And you're gonna have peace.
Period.
Shoot. Think about it. You can go home and sleep good. You don't gotta worry about none of that.
Right.
Yeah.
They tossing and turning, wondering what you
Right.
doing. Who you with?
Right.
You done took their peace.
Yes.
You don't even realize
Right.
it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But you're gonna sleep good. Yes, indeed. So, Queen, you awful quiet. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm just listening. I mean, y'all said some really good stuff. You know, relationships can really be hard at times with people, and just to piggyback on how when you're in a relationship, sometimes it's not so easy to get out of, even though you see all the telltale signs, you know, and especially when you have made promises, and so you, as a female, a lot of times you stick around waiting on that promise to be carried out, you know, so you know where your heart is, and you believe that the other party's heart is there as well. At least they are portraying it.
Right.
That is it meets yours, you know, and then when, you know, as a female, a lot of times it's easier for us to just say, okay, well, I get your point on certain things, but maybe we just maybe carry it out just a little bit longer. But what happens is when we continue to allow them to come up with an excuse, it makes it that much more harder to get out of it. You know, it makes it easier, start to be easy to get out of it, but it does make it much more harder because you feel like you're not ready. I guess that's what I need to say. You're not ready to move forward because you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm gonna give them, continue to give them that chance, or maybe something came up and just kind of got them stagnated. You know? And so it's not always a good time to just put the ball in their court, because sometimes they can take advantage of you emotionally, and then when you realize it, you've been hit so hard that you don't even know how to get up off the floor. You know, because once you got that real knockdown hit, you already down there. It's hard to get up from that major hit there, and the only thing they have is an apology of I'm sorry, you know, and even in trying to accept that you at a state in your emotionally that you really don't want to accept it, and then the time that you don't accept it, if you're not careful, it'll bring you in a state where you can start to become bitter about a situation, and so it's always that we have to always be on our P's and Q's. It's always good to consult God, because He knows our future, where He wants us to be, and a lot of times it may be that where we trying to go with someone, God is saying, that's not what I intended. You know, but it's hard to accept that because you so emotionally involved, you know. And so it's and you cry a while, you know, and you want to get up from there, but it's taking you a little bit longer. And sometimes as females, we'll start out when we got that hard hit, trying to show that other person that we rising back. But it's not about really showing that other person, so you don't even really have to do that. You just need to take it one day at a time.
Right.
Because it's easier when you start to know more about you and what makes you move, what you like, what you don't like. But now you got all this time and all the stuff that you saw before, it was there, but you had a closed eye to it.
Right.
You know, and people telling you a lot of times you're not gonna see that because first of all, oh, they jealous of me. They don't want me with him. You know, those be one of the number one things that are being said. They hating on me, and I just don't understand why they can't just be happy for me.
Right.
But they see it, but then trying to relay that over to you, and they care about you. You know, they want to see you. I had a lot of people come tell me different things, but because my eyes were so big into who I was looking at, I didn't catch all that because you know that heart was just pumping love in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing more devastating to anybody is to think you in a relationship, but you're in one by yourself.
By yourself.
You know, and that is possible to be in a relationship and you be in a relationship by yourself. Because that other person is going on and doing their own thing, and they just come around you for whenever they need you for whatever they need you for, and then but because you're not staying in tune, you just be like, oh, well, he just having a bad day, or he just needs this, or he needs that, and needs all. And if you ever pay attention to whether she's a female or a male, start looking at the fact that the things that you are always the person that they go to. If you're a talker, they're gonna run to you, and they're gonna dump all the stuff on you, and you're gonna be sitting there and listening, and then you're gonna be trying to fix their problem. Why? You know, if you're somebody that lends money, you're gonna be the go-to person.
Right.
If you're somebody they just want to go out to eat with, or to a movie or whatever, you're gonna be that person, you know. But in your head, because they are too selfish to just say, look, I don't want you no more. Just be straight up. I don't want you no more. Well, if you don't want me no more, stop dealing with me. Stop deceiving me.
Right.
You know, because those things, they hurt so bad, and it takes a long time to get up off the floor.
Yeah, it does.
You know, and we shouldn't, as human beings, we shouldn't treat each other like that. You know, don't. And when you old and you playing, you old though, and you playing. No business. You know what I'm saying? No business. You don't even know what the game is no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to play. That says trying to play.
Yeah, that part. You know.
Probably
and then,
getting played.
and then you just got the younger generation. They out there, and you know, you watch them because they rap ain't as strong as the older guys was, but them young guys got some stuff on that they doing, you know, and because they pulling all the ladies, but even them, you kind of give them a pass because they young and you feel like, but you don't want them because you don't want to train them, you know. You ain't got time for the training, you know. So as females, we just, like I said, we just gotta be where we just asking God, you know, to show us, you know, who we're coming in contact with, so that we don't be getting all banged up, you know, in our feelings. And now we don't want to serve him no more. We ain't got time for him no more because we crying about him.
Right.
You know, let him set him over there on the shelf or something. Just leave him where he is, and you go on about your business. Dress yourself up, but just don't do it for him.
Right.
You know, just make sure you're doing it for you. You know, because when you do it for you, and you don't lost all the weight, Your confidence is up. You will be more prone to keeping it up if you do it for you.
Right.
But if you do it for him, you gonna start lollygagging and be like, oh, I don't need to do that no more. Then weight start coming. Weight be like, I'm still here. Weight start creeping. When did this happen? Because you let your guard down. But when you start taking care of you, and we have to take care of us, because when you are a female, people say, oh, just because you're not beautiful on the outside, you're beautiful on the inside. But you can have them both. You can be beautiful on the outside, and you can be beautiful on the inside.
Right.
But the one that matters the most should be that beauty on the inside, because you will treat some people right. You know what it is to have hurt in your life, and you can console another female. And some of them brothers might be able to listen to you, if they would just listen. But you can help another female, and you can tell her, baby, it ain't all about your looks.
Right.
Because guess what? That gray gonna start tipping in. That skin gonna start getting loose a little bit, and them lines gonna start, what they call them? Yeah, the crows. They gonna start, and then sometimes you get the little moles, and then the skin gonna start to fade, and you need to get some skin cream to tone it up. Yeah, so we need all that, and the hair gonna start flipping, thinning and stuff like that there, so we just can't go, I'm the best. Now you work that hard. Just work on the heart, and let all that other stuff, because see, once you start doing all that, then you're not stressing, you see. And when you start stressing, that's a whole different ball.
Oh, yeah. And when you ask God to show you, make sure you're listening.
Yes, definitely.
Make sure you're paying attention.
And really listen. Because he can be telling you and you ignore it.
Right, absolutely.
And he'll give you what you ask him for.
Yes.
And let you sit back and watch him
You
fall.
gotta be specific.
Oh, yeah,
But
definitely.
God does have a sense of humor.
Indeed he does.
Be specific.
That part.
Specific about what you asking for, and be ready for what you about to receive.
And be ready. Be ready for what you're about to receive. That was really good. Everything everybody said. And listening to you. Because you listen to us say everything, and then you came with all of that. And also, that to me means that some people don't have the capacity for you. You know what I'm saying? They don't have capacity. Not saying they can't handle all of you. So they might not be for you.
Right.
You might be in their life for a reason. It might not be for maybe what you all may be thinking. It could be something else, to lead them or some kind of instruction or vice versa. But yeah, that's good.
Because we always get that one wrong a lot of the times, just like I met you tonight, and I'm sure our paths will cross again, and we might not be besties, but you came into, I was allowed to meet you, not just for a podcast, you know what I'm saying, but I still will have to find out if you're going to be in my life, the purpose that you're going to be in my life, because that plays a vital part of our being, finding out what part do I play in that person's life, you know what I mean? Because you meet them and one day down the line, you're like, oh, I met her before, but then she might have something I need, you know what I'm saying? And so if I snatch her up, she be, a good friend to me, that's okay, but sometimes God don't always want us to be best friends.
Right.
You're like, I got something for you to do over here, and she needs something, and I need you to be the one. I've already wrote it in the script that you're gonna be the one to be able to deliver it to her. You know what I'm saying? And so once we find that out, then we can move about with people in our lives. We don't have to just just take them and be like, oh, I just want to snack. I just want to hold on to them. Don't go nowhere. You just say, cause you gonna be my friend. You know, you ain't going. I want you to be no friend with nobody else. Be my friend. Now, we can't be like that. But people do that.
People definitely do that.
Yeah, they do that. They're like, what?
Like you're supposed to be their only friend. And that's so draining when you got you only got one friend that you can go to.
I know, right?
One friend.
What you like, talking to her for?
Right,
What you talking about?
Like, you was not gonna be my only friend. I'm sorry. No, I don't want to come and tell you everything.
I know, right?
No, I don't want you telling me everything. No.
Right.
Go vent to her. Go vent to him. Go vent
You
to
have to
her.
learn to say, nope, not today.
Not today.
To the left, to the left.
Right.
Oh, to the left, that left.
Right.
Good little.
There's a lot of control right there.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's a little cray-cray.
But I think that everybody, that, you have different people that from all walks of life, we can take something positive, from that person. But we do got some very mean-hearted people that will say things, and even in this day and time, we always got to make sure that our ears are always open, to just hear what people are saying, and even if they is throwing something there on the slide like that, sometimes you got to hear it and don't hear it. Everything ain't got to be with a comeback.
Right.
But you got to know
Yes.
they just having an ignorant moment, because you want to go home.
Right.
You want to get to your family.
Yeah.
And so and that's what type of world that we live in.
Right.
We always got to be alert to everything that we do in life. And if we can shut it down.
Right.
But always aim to go home to your family.
Right. Absolutely.
And asking God, to watch over us. Help us get through our day.
Just got somebody throwing shade, you ain't always got to respond to it. Is it really that big of a deal if somebody don't like you or talking about you, like showing you disrespect? That's a big one with me. I ain't got a problem with somebody disrespecting me. If you coming that way with me, my automatic instinct will come back at you with it.
Right.
But sometimes I have to let it go. Because really it ain't that big of a deal. They have a bad day, I can look over it.
Right.
Now don't take that and run with it. 0 to 3,060.
Just because I don't mean I won't.
And just because you throwing shade don't mean I ain't hear you. It just wasn't worth my energy to go there with you.
Right.
If you want to take it there, let's not forget. I'm cray.
I'll be working on myself, and not so much as that.
Having pep talks with yourself.
Yeah.
Girl, don't say that.
I know.
Girl, let that go.
No,
It ain't even that serious.
I know, right? But I be like, don't mess with my kids.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care about you messing with me, but because I know what I'll do. So I'll always keep me toned down, but don't come from the kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't come from. They grown, but I be like, don't come for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They still mine.
Mama bear.
Right.
And I have to watch myself because I mean, like, still be doing that, And my kids, they
That ain't
know,
gonna
so they'll
change.
tell you.
That ain't gonna
Just
change.
don't mess with her kids.
Right.
Because I'm coming for you. I'm going to get you.
Right.
I mean, like, nah, them my babies right there, But that's just a little something that I try to keep it decent, but I still don't take no cuff on the kids.
Right.
They talk about me all they want to. Some of them
I
might
always
be true.
be Mama bear.
Don't cuff on the kids.
Yeah, let me take it to a whole nother level right now.
Let's run and find out. We got some chills.
Don't we though?
A whole lot of other stuff.
They fold real good. I keep one on the back porch all the time.
They make a loud noise too. If you catch my drink. Alright, let's get to these ditches. And we thank you.
We have fun. We have fun on the podcast.
Dear Jen, I heard you say on your podcast to let it go and move on, but it's not that simple for me. I have 20 years invested in him. We built a life together, and I can't just walk away from it all. I'm not happy with the way things are between us, but there's no affection between us. And with all the cheating and lies on both our parts, there's no coming back from it. What do you advise for someone in my situation? Please keep me anonymous. Well, you said a lot.
There's absolutely no trust.
Yeah.
So
I don't see that but one thing to do.
yeah.
I mean, if it's over with, like you already said it, like, hey, what's the point of remaining, staying, if you already know ain't no coming back for you.
Both
So
of y'all do.
right, like
So-
if there's no coming back, then there's no point in remaining whatever y'all are doing.
It's not gonna be a change.
Right, exactly.
So what are you
Like,
doing?
No, it's
Wasting
kind of
time.
Wasting
It
time.
sounds
No more
pointless
wasting
now.
time.
Yeah.
Honey, it doesn't matter if you got 100 years
Right.
invested.
Yeah.
If you ain't happy, he ain't happy,
If it
Y'all ain't
serving
trying to
neither
make it
one of
work,
y'all no purpose.
then disappear.
Yeah.
Let it go. And nobody said it's gonna be easy, but it can be done. What is it worth to you?
Right.
That's the question. What is it worth to you? Because it's not going to be easy. You've been together that long. And sometimes it don't matter if you haven't been together that long. If you invest and you really care about that person. But what is it worth to you? Like, what is it worth to you? Is it worth getting counseling, seeing if y'all going to move forward and make this thing work? Or you going to let it go? Because both of y'all are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So what you do?
Are y'all gonna spend the rest of y'all life doing
Cheating on
that?
each other?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Friends with benefits.
it don't sound like you happy, so
Don't
I'm
sound
sure
happy
you
to
don't
me.
want to do that. So,
Just gonna be friends with benefits.
and
For
they
20
do that,
years.
you know. But sometimes it's
Child,
hard to
I mean,
to
if you-
go back, like
right.
once you get to a certain level, like it's like why would I go back to that?
But
Like,
you're already doing it though.
Well,
I mean, if both parties are doing stuff with each other, you still meeting up somehow.
oh, you saying that that's what they are basically, just
Yeah.
friends with benefits. Well, I guess I mean if they messing with other people, it's whatever.
If you want something
They
more,
got
let it go.
multiple friends with multiple benefits.
Go do it 20 years by yourself or with somebody you can be happy with.
that's too much. They said keep them anonymous. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
a
lot.
long time.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful about.
Yeah.
You have to really be careful. That's just like you just have to be real careful. You know, because when you open doors like that, like with me and my ex-husband, if I open the door like that, because you know when you've been married to somebody, most of the time the males they just act like they just still own you or you still belong to them.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and you still just, being able to have that part of the relationship. Or we're not together, but we gonna be, I guess, I don't know. Well, we gonna do this because you got different people who believe, oh, even if you are divorced, that you still married. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know. But I be like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, my kids would be tripping on me. If I was doing something like they would really be tripping on me.
And it's usually the man. He want to go
That's
on and
wanting
do his
to do
thing,
that.
but he want to hold on to you
Right.
too.
Right.
You got to cut that access off, honey.
Yeah.
Your life ain't gonna never change. You're gonna always be unhappy, worried about what he doing,
That's true.
and he ain't trying to move on. He's trying to
It's
hold on,
gonna
have his
prevent
cake and
You
eat
need
it
it
too.
too.
Yeah. It don't prevent you from moving on.
So you need to decide what you want to do.
Yes.
You gonna stay in it or you gonna keep it moving?
Next, dear Jen. Dear Jen, I'm struggling letting go of my soulmate. At least I thought he was. He cheated on me multiple times. I even caught him coming out of our home with another woman. And when he thought I was at work, we separated for a few weeks. He begged his way back home with promises to never do it again. Fast forward 2 months later, he did it again. And with the same woman. I'm tired. I can't do it anymore. He doesn't feel the way I feel, and we've been together 15 years, married 10. I'm done. I don't take his calls anymore, and I refuse to see him. Sometimes I get weak, but then I remember the pain in my heart. How can I stay strong and not fall for the lies? How do I erase the pain? Don't erase it. Live in it. Live in it. You hold that thing in your mind. Let it go out your heart, but you hold it in your mind so you won't go back to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you already said you replayed it in your head every time.
Every time
Just
you
keep doing it because it's going to be the same cycle again if you allow it again. And you're going to do the same thing again. If you keep doing the same thing over and over, it's probably not going to change. So
Yes.
just keep, like you said, keep replaying it in your head. Every time he try to come, just replay it in your head and it's going to turn you right on off and you're going to be like, nah, I'm not going through that again. I'm not going to put myself through that again.
Remind yourself why you left in the first place.
Now
You
respect
gotta
yourself
love you
too.
first.
Because if he did it one time, he'll do it again. He's gonna keep on doing it until he absolutely make up his mind. I don't think they'll stop. And that could be woman or male until God you get in. Because he gonna show you a different route. Not your route, not the way you feel in your flesh. The way
Right.
you're supposed to live in your spirit. Tap into that, get closer to him. You
Right.
avoid a lot of trouble, a lot of heartache and pain if we draw closer to it.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't say once a cheater, always a cheater,
I want to say that.
but 9 times out of 10.
If they habitual, you know, like if it's just happening, if they consistently cheating on you, like they probably gonna always do it.
And you gotta understand, cheating is a selfish act. Point blank, period. Being selfish. He don't care nothing about you. He cheating.
But it's
He
also
want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
It's a choice.
Of course. I mean, it ain't no mistake by no means.
Right.
I say it's not a mistake because you ain't gonna make a mistake and fall into that. Okay?
Absolutely.
That's
Right.
premeditated. You have to think about that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start thinking about it, other stuff start working, and then you go for it. So that's premeditated. Ain't no mistake. That's an excuse.
Yeah.
Somebody say, "Oh, I made a mistake." Yeah. Okay. I'd like to see you prove that in a court of law.
Right.
Show me how you made that mistake.
Might be sorry for it, but it ain't no mistake.
Next digit and moving right along. Dear Jen, we all know that moving on from heartbreak can be pretty tough, especially if that person is someone you can't completely distance yourself from. The best thing that helped me was to direct all my focus on God. Amen. I thought I was going to be a hot mess with this last breakup, like most times, but I decided to try something different this time, and it worked. My focus hasn't left him yet, and even though I'm still single right now, I'm happier than I ever been in my entire life. So try putting 100% focus on God, and everything else will fall into place. Stay blessed. I agree. 1,000%.
Amen.
Yes, that's the right thing to do. Focus on God.
Right.
And He will help you get through it and over it.
And like they said, everything else gonna fall into place.
I should put him first.
Yeah. And then He says, seek me first.
Right.
So you being obedient, seek God first. All right, y'all. Last Dear Jen. Dear Jen, what a great topic. Oftentimes, when people have a breakup, it's hard for them to move forward. emotions are running high and they're being confused about what to do and where to go and what your outcome is going to be. Can't get over the fact of whatever happened. However, life must go on. It's even harder when you have children and loved ones that are attached to you and the other person. My question is, what can I do? I do not want to walk around angry and bitter. How can I learn from my mistakes? The path that I have chosen to take and take responsibilities for my actions. The path I have chosen and take responsibilities for my actions.
Yeah.
Well, for one, don't walk around angry and bitter. You got to work your way through that. Talk to somebody. Go seek therapy. Talk to your family members. Talk it out. Go walking and walk it out. Talk it out with God. Pray about it. Like that's, all kind of ways that you can get over it and get through it without being bitter. Because you got to resolve within yourself what's best for you. And if you realize the situation ain't best for you, then you're moving forward. First, you got to realize it and make up in your mind you're not doing it anymore, or you're not going to allow it anymore. And then you go from there. With baby steps. Just focus on you, your health, your wealth.
Yeah. And what you got out of it? What you got out of the situation? Like, when you're in a relationship, if you're in a relationship for a long time, let's say you're in a relationship for 10 years, hopefully you learned something about yourself, something about life, about just coexisting with, a partner, like parenting, if you guys have kids, like just take those life lessons and just apply them, keep using them, just move forward with it. It ain't always a bad thing to separate from somebody, because sometimes, you just you're not outgrow, but people just grow apart sometimes, and you don't always have to end on a bad term. It could just be like, it's been good, we had a nice little run, I wish you the best. You might keep in touch, you might remain friends, you might not ever see each other ever again in life. But, it's okay. Either way, you got something out of it. If you didn't get nothing out of it, that's pretty terrible, that you wasted that time. But
It ain't gonna be a waste of time, because it was that experience.
Yeah, it's still an experience.
So you still gaining experience, so you know what you don't want.
Yeah.
So
But still, you gotta get something out of it. It just ain't no way that you can't get nothing out of any situation or relationship, whatever that you're in. But just get the good out of it and then move on. Leave the bad where it's at, leave it back there in the past, and keep on moving, keep on trucking.
Right. And we should all remain teachable, even if we have to have those moments of teaching ourselves what to do and and what not to do, because life is just so much within life, but learning yourself, that's kind of like you got to have that out there. You're still learning, just like in with the relationship, you learn the other person, and so then you go back. It's kind of like when you growing up, and by the time you 12 years old, you really start paying more attention to yourself. So you're learning a whole lot about yourself, but there are life lessons that we will learn along the way as we grow. Like, I hit this new 60, so it's so much in this, and shucks, I think about 6 months, I'm gonna be 61, and it's just like I got into 60. That was a whole new thing for me. So I guess each year that we we getting older, we still gonna be learning new things about ourselves, and
Right. Yeah.
what we can take and
Yeah.
what we want to take, and deal with and stuff. So I
Yeah.
just it's
Yeah.
something.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree. Because I mean, I'm 35. I'm still learning stuff about myself to this day that I didn't know about myself. So, just even being in a relationship. So, let's say I'm in a 5-year relationship, I'm still gonna be learning my partner.
Right.
No matter if we together for 30 years,
Mhm.
like I still don't 100% know that man.
Right.
Like I'm still gonna be learning him as the days go by. It might be something so simple as his favorite color. I might not know his favorite color till we 10 years in a relationship. I hope not. But I'm just using that as an example.
right.
It's you're not gonna learn everything about a person, in the first 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You still gonna be learning each other just like we still learning ourselves. So I agree with that.
Well, I guess we gotta wrap it up. We done went a while, but we started kind of late. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming to
Yes,
visit
Veronica.
us.
We have enjoyed you tonight.
Hope you enjoy it.
You can follow us on all socials at Check That Post Podcast. Like and subscribe. Turn on the notifications so you know every time we upload a new episode. You can write a Dear Jen to checkthatpostpod@gmail.com or text 866-311-2251. Thank you.